Well, it was nice knowing you guys. It's probably the last time I was seen alive. So.
I'm thinking, with all this TV and shit in there, like, is there any way you can actually still contract it?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I wouldn't eat the wall if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, look! Sorry.
No, that's...
Oh my god, we're fucking here. Sorry. Stop acting like a fangirl.
Yeah, let me turn on some brights. Oh, the brights
We're
on.
here at Waverly Hills.
Yes.
Finally, we've been so excited about this. So I'm here with Beth, and we do have Jeremiah as well, who is standing right behind that way. So he's the one holding the lights on us at the moment. We're very grateful for him being here because it is. We've just been for a walk through this building, and it's a big, creepy building.
Yeah.
So we'll all be clinging to Jeremiah tonight. I think that's going to feel very popular. He's going to have two girls very close to him.
Behind us, there, is the body chute.
So I don't know if you can see that.
That's probably about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, we can. There you go. We can see how far away the bottom is. 500 meters.
I
Was
think
it?
so, yeah.
Something like 500 meters. I think it was stated. So apparently, lots of shadowy figures.
Yeah, shadow figures are generally the most reported phenomena in this particular section as well.
There is a door down the bottom which has a slither of light coming through it, and they reckon that is where you see the most of the shadowy people, so blocking out that light. So we may start with this one a bit later.
Yeah.
May take it easy with this one
Yeah.
before we make our way up. And I know everybody out there is waiting to see me actually
Poop.
All right. Probably floor 4 is going to make me poop a little bit more. We'll see where
As
else.
long as we record it, that's the main
Yeah,
thing.
so it's a first. All right, we're going to go and interview, or I'm going to go and interview a lady that works here. So she's going to tell us her experiences, and then we're going to get our equipment and we're going to get started.
Yeah.
So I do have behind me
Melanie.
It's
Mel
like-
works. Mel works.
Mel works. You never know whether to say the full name or
Right,
say
right.
the partial name. So
Mel.
now Mel has been really, really good. She's taken us all around to the whole of the building, and that's what we were just talking about earlier. I noticed Mel didn't take us all the way down floor 4. Yeah.
Would you mind giving us a bit of a reason as to why?
Why we didn't go down the 4th floor.
Yeah.
The 4th floor is a bit of a different breed of floor here at Waverly. We have people who have worked here, some for the better part of 2 decades, who do not go down the 4th floor alone. I have to, given that I'm an overnight investigator. There are times that I wish I didn't have to. We have an entity there referred to commonly as Big Black. We also have the Creeper. We do believe both of those to be non-human spirits. And they do tend to have a bit of a negative impact on people, usually.
Now, when you showed us around a little bit earlier, we went up on every level, and we finally got up to, was it level 5?
The roof,
Yep,
yes.
level 5. I'm still getting used.
It's so big.
It's so
It's
big.
huge.
And level 5 is where now you're going to have to correct me on everything.
Sure,
There's
I
a lot of
can do that.
information to be taken in.
I can do that.
But there was a story about a nurse up there
Yes, from 502.
who unfortunately, took her own life.
We do believe she did.
Yeah. Now, up there was quite interesting because we did do the torch, and it did seem to respond to when we're doing it. I have done that video. I will put that up a bit later. But what really, really interested me and Beth was the sound that we heard behind us when it was all happening. So I don't know how you heard it. I heard it like either a child or
Or a female.
A
It
female.
had a higher pitch sound to me,
Yeah.
and it did come from the direction of the children's wing.
Yeah.
I heard the exact same thing. I even stopped when I was giving them the description of the area, like, ooh. And I knew from the looks on their faces that they had heard it
that we'd
before
heard
I
it
even
as well.
asked.
Yes.
It was a higher pitched tone, so I do believe it was either a child or
Yeah.
female.
So we are looking forward to it.
Oh yes, can't wait to get stuck
It's
into
it's
it.
going to be
Three of us on the place.
3 of us.
Yeah.
It is chilly here tonight, but
And
I
hopefully
do
Mel
absolutely-
will come and visit us
Oh,
every now and
absolutely,
again
I
and come
will.
and join
I love
us.
it.
Or rescue us.
I'll rescue one of the
I can do
two.
that.
What would be your most memorable experience here at Waverly?
Yes.
Yeah.
My most memorable. Probably, I was standing at the top of the body chute, just like I was with you guys earlier this evening. I was doing the exact same thing that we were doing. It was a group of 8 investigators from Alabama here in the United States. So a small group. I was talking to them about what the body chute was used for and how it became used as what it was when Waverly closed. And I saw somebody. It was wet that night too, just like it is tonight, oddly. I thought I heard somebody traipsing through water. I looked up and I noticed a figure standing at where that corner turns.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can go in there and take a picture later and I can show you.
Yeah.
And I noticed a figure standing there in a long white jacket. And I thought my boss had come in to check on us. And I called to the figure. There was no answer. And it did a very tight turn around the corner and it was gone. And I said, is something wrong with somebody in your group? You know, is everything okay? And their leader very quickly did a head count. No, we're all here. And 2 of them had turned around because they heard the footsteps in water like I had heard. And it was a full body. I picked up my radio. I called down to my boss. She said, Tina, you know I'd never come in while you're doing a tour. I asked little Anthony, did you come in? No, absolutely not. So that was my first and only full body here. And what else? I think because we've had the haunted house going on, I think that does bring a certain level of activity out because we're sort of in their space, and I think that kind of makes. I think you guys will have some good activity night. I do.
Oh, let's hope.
That does not sound bad at all.
Oh, and the OR. I had a good feeling in the OR for you guys.
Yeah. So there you go, Australia.
So right here, for the time frame, if you guys think about this was built in 1926, or finished in 1926. They started in 24. It was actually pretty revolutionary and state-of-the-art for the day. There was a motor system that sat here. Lots of people think it was just a slide where bodies were slid down. That's not true. There was a conveyor system. You can still see some of the old parts and pieces as you go. So the conveyor system would have come down this way, and 2 orderlies would have assisted bodies going down the conveyor system. Now the reason this became used as such was during the height of the epidemic, there was about a death an hour here. The doctors and admin were very concerned about patient morale. You'll see some websites which really bother me and us here because they're not real accurate about Waverly Hills. Waverly Hills was not a place of torture. It was a place where they were very concerned about the morale of patients. Very. So the reason it started being used was they did not want patients to lose hope in seeing a hearse an hour or an ambulance an hour pull up to remove someone who was deceased. So they started using this for that purpose then. Now you'll see right here, it has been very active in here quite lately, and it is one of those places that I highly recommend coming. Have a seat right here, turn off all your lights, and just watch what happens.
We're in action.
Way to go.
Where's my torches? I'm sorry. I'm being hasty to have this much after. Okay, things are looking different now, don't they?
I'm gonna have my fingers on the button if we need it.
Yeah, mine's the same. Thank you.
We'll just say that there has been a figure seen pretty much where that is going off.
I've seen too many horror movies. I'm starting to get bored.
What's really creepy about this camera is when you look through it, it looks like a coming and going blackness that keeps coming forward and
Well,
backwards.
that's what this looks like. I just keep thinking when all the lights light up, we'll see a figure in shadow. Don't really want to see one.
If there's anybody here in the tunnel with us, we'd love to connect with you, communicate with you. We're not here to be disrespectful. You're probably wondering who we are, so I'm just going to introduce myself. And then these other people are going to introduce themselves. My name's Alison.
My name is Beth.
I'm Jeremiah.
And you might hear our accents. Beth and me have come a long, long way. We've come all the way from Australia. We've heard a lot about the history of this place, about your lives.
Sorry?
How are you two feeling in here? Yeah.
Just feels like a room. to be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm not feeling it in here either.
Sure, we've got heaps of ground to cover.
Yeah, I reckon we move on.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to introduce you to somebody because now you've got Beth and me, but there is a third person with us tonight, and this is Jeremiah, who is over here. So he actually is a local.
Yes. From Lexington, about an hour away.
Yeah, where we've been staying, so you might be able to tell by his accent. Very different to ours.
I'm pretty sure I don't have the accent.
You have a nice accent. So Jeremiah is a friend of Beth. They met at Scarefest. Wow, look at all the things.
I was like,
they met at Scarefest. So I'm going to quickly ask Jeremiah, because we're going to introduce him. He's just a face that so far that's just been standing there. So
Holding the torch.
yeah, so
Lighting
he's
man.
been doing everything tonight, poor guy. In fact, all my staff would know what it's like because I keep asking if he'd pick my equipment up, things like that. It's like, all right, so you're here doing a ghost hunt with us at Waverly, which is the obvious, I know. But what got you into the paranormal?
I've always been intrigued by it, but I had a experience back when I was, I guess I was probably around second grade, something like that. I'd actually seen a shadow figure.
Lorraine says hello.
Hello. I'd actually seen a shadow figure at my house, and at the time I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And it said, of course, I told my mom that I saw some black guy running down our hallway. And so she kind of freaked out, you know, and then, of course, found out that there was nobody there. So just that kind of triggered it and kind of really intrigued me by it, and I've just always been intrigued by it, and just finally got to do an official investigation.
All right, we're going to take you a little walk. I'm going to turn this around. I have sound, yep. God, they're all coming in thick and fast. All right, I'm not going to be able to see your comments, guys, because I'm going to turn the camera around because we're going to take you through the first hallway. So, there we go. Gives you an idea. Now, have I left anything?
No, she's checked now.
I've already got it.
All right. And what we're going to do is maybe put Jeremiah first so that if anything comes through. So this is kind of just the first floor here, or second floor, sorry. I always call it first floor. So there's one big hallway that goes down here. And then there's another one that goes down this way. Now we have been told that out of this door here, and quite clearly has been seen on numerous occasions, a shadow figure. Quite solid, did she say?
Yeah, she says it's solid figure.
Residual.
She reckons,
Going
yeah,
back
she
and
reckons
forth.
it's residual because it goes backwards and forwards. Or the people see the head shoulders pop out first, though it's having a look first, and then it steps out and crosses across the hallway. So that's this area here. So we're just going to show you around on where we're going to be working on this session. Now, we'll try a little bit with you guys. We'll go quiet soon. We're just going to kind of give you an idea of it all. Now, it's saying my connection is weak. Are you all still hearing me? Are you sure? Now, these rooms here, in fact, if you've seen the photos of Waverly in the historic photos, you would have seen all the way along here with the beds of patients. This is actually the balcony. Out there is outside. This is actually the balcony where you see all those beds with all the patients. It used to be out here for 9 hours, was it? Yeah.
She said up to 12 even.
12, up to 12 hours.
To get sunlight.
So, to get sunlight. All right. This one we do want to do something in, and we'll come back and do it in a few minutes with you. But this one's known as Lois's room, and that's because of this lady here. So she was actually a patient. I'll just try and get it so you can see her better. There we go. She was actually a patient here, and she did die here as well, unfortunately. Her sister used to be here as well, was here several times. I believe it was Ghost Adventures that left all these things in here for Lois.
Well, apparently it's any time tonight if we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or unsafe or taken over by anything. Don't really think that's going to happen. There hasn't been a lot of reports about people being taken over. But if we're feeling a bit unsettled, to come to this room. And she's of the strong belief that Lois looks after this entire floor and is a bit of like a guardian over this particular area. So, and it's funny, I'm getting, those who investigate a fair bit, you get the chills sometimes if you talk about certain things. I'm getting a little bit of that as I talk about that, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, so she looks after this particular area and also makes sure she acts a bit of a guardian for people who are feeling a bit overwhelmed.
So what we'll do is we'll come back to this room, and with Jeremiah, wow, you look creepy like that.
That's normal.
The lights. It was heavily graffitied. It was a mess when the people bought it back in 2001. Yeah. So, for about 40 odd years, it had been neglected. People had come in here, homeless people. As you can see, it's, yeah. In fact, we got asked to come in because just in case there was people still on the grounds.
And even they found police tape all over the grounds when they first
took over.
So I had all these crime scenes around the area.
So I'll let Jeremiah explain these rooms to you.
Well, as I stated, on this side is the side where the patients were that could receive sunlight, and I guess they were deemed that they were potentially able to rehab through TV. However, the ones on this side, they did not receive any sunlight because they were deemed terminally ill.
Yeah, they didn't have long to live.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're working our way through the levels, and it's getting creepier and creepier the further we get in this hallway. Because now we got a very, very, that's how dark it is, guys. If I drop my torch, you can't see anything. And we're about halfway along this hallway now. And it's exactly the same all the way back there. So you kind of start to feel very exposed when you're halfway through, and we're starting to get slower and slower as we walk up the hallway. I don't know, it's getting more and more uncomfortable as we're going down.
I get that feeling when someone's behind you.
You just, I know.
Yeah.
You do get that feeling you're just being... What, behind us?
Yeah.
So what did you hear?
Just noise. I'm not sure what noise it was. It was kind of like not really a shuffle, but just kind of
Like stepping on a
stepping
pebble
on
or
a head.
something.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just with a tiny bit of glass or something.
Again, it's a big creepy building, and I'm always aware it could be imagination. Maybe we're expecting to be followed and everything. Are you following me?
I'm following. It's okay. You're not letting go on your own.
I keep feeling like you're too far. I keep feeling like these guys are way too far behind me, especially Jeremiah. We're supposed to be holding on to him. So we've got a REM pod now. We've got millimeter and a REM pod in both directions here. Actually, I may position myself closer to the door. I'm going to be brave and position myself closer to the hallway.
We're proud of you.
All right, and I'm going to also go to my...
You're going to be across the hallway or?
No, I'm not going that far out. Jesus.
I love it because normally you're like, yeah, I'll just go into the distance and darkness on my own. Be like, now.
I usually, I'm normally pretty good at...
It's good to hear the fear. I must admit, there is humanness.
Yeah. So we're only going to do a short bit,
Yep.
and that's simply because at the end of the day, we're going to use a torch just for the EVP session.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise you won't be able to see us. And then we're going to turn the torches off, and unfortunately we're going to have to leave you all.
Okay, so everyone put their phones on?
Well, this one's on because I'm live feeding.
Okay.
But interestingly, the other one isn't going off over here, so and I'm closer to this REM pod than that one. And I think my imagination's running over again.
Why was that?
I felt like somebody just touched my hair, but that's all right. From behind.
Thought I just heard something.
Hey?
Thought I heard something.
But it could just be caught in the collar. So we're going to, yeah.
Okay, hallway level 1. Caps. Right. Lots of planes.
That's a plane.
That's a plane.
That was a. Ooh, did you hear that?
I did hear that.
That was the table moving type sound again. And that was above the plane. Like planes don't sound like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it doesn't make that weird
Making
noise.
a noise?
Well, I've got headline recorder on, so hopefully I'll pick that up. You know what I mean?
Or it almost sounded like somebody moaning.
Yeah.
Like a painful moan.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of planes, suddenly. She said they very rarely come over here.
I thought I heard a step or something down there, or maybe a water drop or something.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
That was a male voice.
Was it a man voice? I thought it was like that sound.
I heard it, in my ear I heard it as a male voice.
What did it sound like?
Distant.
Yeah.
Not outside, but in the building it had that slight echo to it. What did you hear, Jeremiah?
I heard a little knock. Like
Yeah, it's
she
a
was
knock,
saying.
yeah, that's what I heard.
It's funny how we hear it differently.
I think it's my eyes playing tricks on me, but
You see shadows?
well, it's almost like a white shadow though moving.
Okay.
That's why I can't really tell. But I guess it could be some sort of light that's blocking the white.
Yeah.
But it's almost like top left if you look down that way.
Okay.
Do you want people to stop coming into your hospital?
Alright, well we're going to move soon. You want us to stay here? And if you're happy to talk to one of us, if you want one of us to ask the questions, or you want to talk to one of us, try and say one of our names. Jeremiah. I don't think there's anything coming out of this.
You want the torch?
Torch. You see, we're helping him learn.
Torch.
Until I go back to work and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
When we came up the stairs to get to floor 5, we found we can't find the staircase up, so we have to go down floor 4, which, I don't know,
Well, you're not alone.
we're not alone.
People watching,
So
right?
we have to go all the way down this corridor. This is where the creeper is seen. What the creeper is apparently is this thing that comes crawling down the wall. down the walls at you, which makes you feel
Black
so
shadow.
great, doesn't it? Like a big black shadow. There's another one called the blackness, is that? Is that what
Yeah,
she
that's-
called it?
Yeah.
they talk the black.
The blackness, which they think is the same, but Mel said it wasn't the same thing. She doesn't think it's the same thing. And that's where the whole hallway will just black out. I hope you guys are still behind me.
We are. Kind of.
Sorry?
Yeah.
This one?
We won't let you go.
What's up, guys?
Oh, just
Sorry.
yeah, interesting.
Why?
I thought I heard movement, but it could also be sound coming, bouncing around outside and in. So what I could be hearing sounding from behind us could actually just be our footsteps.
Yeah, just echoing down the
Yeah,
hallway a little bit.
but Jeremiah's feeling as if, you know, he's
I feel like being followed.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
This is actually the
the
elevator.
spot.
It can't be because we didn't come on 4, remember?
No, we did come on 4.
We did come on 4
No, she didn't take us on 4.
She took us up, and then when she brought us down, she brought us to 4 and over here.
because it was a different staircase.
No, she couldn't get in the staircase.
That was on the side we're getting ready to go through. Up there.
I thought Timmy and whatnot was down on the 3rd floor.
No, she took us
I
over.
think this was
This was the
the
elevator.
homeless
I'm pretty sure.
gentleman, right?
Yeah.
We didn't come through all that water. We came through a bit of water on 3rd
No,
floor.
there was lots of water.
See, this is how disorientating it can be. So we got an argument at the moment on...
More of a discussion.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but no, that wasn't falling apart in Timmy's.
No, we're talking about the homeless gentleman with the dog.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Was that the...
the same thing, but it wasn't falling apart like that.
Mm.
I seriously think that was 3rd. Could be wrong.
Well, it might have been 3rd floor.
You might notice we're getting slower and slower as our steps are getting a little bit slower. We're actually trying to find our way up to, yeah, I don't remember any of these doors being off.
No.
So
Yeah.
we definitely haven't been, and we haven't been down here.
It's very, lot more,
Run down.
yes.
I should actually have you guys watching behind us.
I'm glad that you chose to do that, Jeremiah. You're such a gentleman. You can stare off into the darkness. Oh, that's you.
Oxygen room. So I guess when they had TB,
Yeah.
tuberculosis, and they were having trouble breathing, yeah, so we brought them into this one. You know this door is locked at this end, don't you?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
We haven't taken the 3rd
We're
floor
not going to
because-
get through. We're not going to get through this end.
I'm going to go look now. You want to stay here?
We'll just watch you.
Actually, no, we're coming with you.
You know, safety in numbers, health and safety, and yeah, we need to do that.
Wow. Why would they have a cell with glass?
That's the door. That's the...
So what was in here? Good sound effect. Oh, it's a staircase. But it doesn't go up. So how do you get up to 5?
Maybe by 3. Maybe that's what it was.
That's the locked
That's the
one.
reason why it was locked.
So we can't get out of that one. Wouldn't it be funny if he got dragged through? He stuck his head like every horror movie. He sticks his head through the hole
These
there.
axe marks right here.
Oh, jeez, there are too.
Are they?
Yeah. So it's like it's the way to do it.
Oh, somebody's used an axe on the door. Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually leading the way. No wonder we're lost. So we're just going in here. This is the old surgery room.
Oh, yes, the door's fine.
And we've actually still got all the surgery lights, original surgery lights that they used to use,
The original autoclave, too.
and then original autoclave. in here. So probably still a little bit of history in this room. Above us. Where are you going? Not too far away, I hope.
I'll try and sit down. That's what I mean.
All right, guys, what we might do is turn the torch off. You're in darkness, we're in darkness. As dark as what you're seeing is as dark as what we're seeing, which means we're not really going to see the hallway darken up, or if the creeper comes. Maybe you don't like being referred to as a creeper. Maybe it makes you angry. Or the dark one.
How many people can you see sitting here?
Is that you?
No.
All right. So we are on 5 now. This is just going to be a quick one, guys, because we do have to wrap up soon. We've just realised it's actually 3:30. I'm going to put my bag down. Oh, out of breath because there's been a lot of stairs. We're at 3:30, so we're about to wrap up. Just a quick, what you're looking at in this room. This is where the tuberculosis patients, but it wasn't just lungs. People seem to think tuberculosis just affects lungs. It doesn't. It also affects other organs of the body, including the brain. And this here is where the ones with the brain TB were kept. When we've been taken around, we did have a torch sitting up here, which kept coming on and off on command.
These would have been put in the 1970s. Can you turn my light back on for me? Thank you. Now this light fixture right here also would have been added 1968 to early 1970 to turn the light on and off. So, who has a flashlight? Said somebody's having fun with mine and I don't mind at all. Thank you. Everybody says that I have the best rapport with the spirits on the 5th floor, and I'm honored by that. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because I want to tell you why I think my light's so active tonight. Oh, did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Hello.
Like that, wasn't it?
Hi there.
Came from down that other end.
Do you want to talk to us? You're more than welcome to tonight. You've not had guests overnight for a while.
Ah, a ball. We can play with that. Because on the other side, over here, that's where the children were kept. So the children used to play up here. And of course, TB, well, it took a lot of lives, including children. It didn't discriminate between children and adults, and I've just been left out there on my own because the other two just walked off. Here they are.
I'm sorry.
So I'm standing there on my own. It's like, hang on a minute. Hello. You might have seen on all the TV shows here, room 502. There was a nurse here. And the rumour goes with the TV shows and online that she hanged herself here in 502 because she got pregnant due to one of the doctors. However, it wasn't, they don't believe that she took her life there. They believe she probably took her life closer to the elevator and probably off what would have been the gas lamps up here. The story is supposedly true, just where she did it is slightly different. So this is where the children were kept.
We found Jeremiah's placing the ball in the middle of
Okay.
the room there, just to see where.
We're going to keep going. I just wanted to show you the last little bit of Waverly. I don't know if my torches will get the gargoyles up here that are outside. So you might see, I don't know if my, there we go. You can see all the gargoyles. So when you see in those photographs of Waverly, and you'll see at the very top of it on that little section that makes up the 5th floor, You'll see those gargoyles. So there they are. Hopefully you've enjoyed a little look around Waverly. We'll do a full kind of write-up a bit later. But we're going to sign up, aren't we, guys? So we can just keep going on our little lonesome. So, all right, so we will thank you for joining us, and we're signing off from Waverly.